Now that I have given you the brain, allow me to help you to use it. Okay? Now, if you Google abolish and look up similar words to what abolish means, similar and opposite words. Okay, this is the extended version of this because more similar and opposite words. Okay, and I put here so it says similar, put an end to, do away with, get rid of, scrap, end, stop, terminate, eradicate, eliminate, exterminate, destroy, annihilate, stamp out, obliterate, wipe out, extinguish, squash, so on and so forth. And then the opposite, retain, create. The opposite of abolish is to retain, to create. So if he didn't come to abolish, means that he came to do the opposite of it, right? The opposite of to abolish would be to retain, because he can't create law because that would be breaking the law, right? Because you don't add or take away from, right? Because to do so would be sin, right? So no, fulfill does not mean done away with because that is the same meaning as abolish. So if he did not come to do away with the law, as is the same as abolish, or are you saying that Jesus is double minded and is contradicting himself within the same sentence? I mean, if we take a look at John 5, or I'm sorry, not John, but Matthew 5:17, and see what it actually says. So he says, do not presume that I came to abolish, as we can see, it means do not do away with the law or the prophets. I did not come to do away with the law, but to fulfill them, pleroo. Now, if you want to try and say that that means that we no longer have to pleroo the law, as Christ did, then Paul says that he pleroo the gospel, that Paul fulfilled the gospel. So that means we don't have to fulfill the gospel anymore because Paul did it, right? So Paul imitated Christ, and he wants us to imitate him as he imitated Christ. That's what he says, imitate me as I imitate Christ. And he said he was blameless according to the law. So him saying that he's blameless according to the law, he wants us to do that as well, since we're supposed to imitate him as he imitates Christ, who was definitely blameless according to the law because he was perfect, never once sinned in his life, right? And he said to be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect, be holy as he is holy, be pure as he is pure. All those can be found within the New Testament, correct? And I believe that we're told all over the New Testament to imitate Christ, to walk as he walked, to fashion ourselves into his image. Paul said that the law is holy, so how can you be holy if you're not doing that which is holy? And if you're told to be holy as God is holy, and you're not doing what God told you to do, you're not being holy. You're being of the flesh. Romans chapter 8, because the flesh doesn't want to obey the laws of God. And that's a sign of being a son of the devil, those who practice lawlessness. It's 1 John chapter 3. So Christ fulfilled the law. Paul fulfilled the gospel. We are too, because we're his disciples, right? A disciple imitates his master, as even Yeshua said in the Gospels, that the disciple mimics the rabbi, as we're supposed to. Otherwise, there's no recognition of that disciple being that rabbi's student. That's why he says, depart from me, I never knew you. You who practice the law, you who practice breaking the laws of God, you who practice lawlessness, you who sin nonstop. Matthew chapter 7, verse 23.